and she had everything she wanted until she realized it never made her happy. Joan Steffend searched for real joy.
This is WCCO 4 News.
You know, when it comes to good jobs, one that gets you on Oprah and a trip to the White House is sure hard to beat.
Frank Vascellaro is here tonight to share why anyone would give up glamour and pay of a great gig on national TV.
Thanks, guys. You know, a lot of you know my friend Joan Steffend from her near 20 years on Twin Cities TV. Her career really took off when she took a chance and left. But now she's given it all up again to redesign her life.
We're going to see the kitchen. I'm going to see it for the first time. Oh.
Joan Steffend was at the top of her game, giving Regis a live decorating tour on national TV.
Really relaxing.
Just one example of her enormous popularity. And she was on the show that makes careers.
That is really great. Isn't that
Oprah wanted decorating tips from Joan Steffend.
Joan Steffend, host of HGTV's decorating.
It seems like she had it all. Looks can be deceiving.
It was everything that I've ever thought that I wanted, which was, you know, a really nice home that I loved, a family I adored, you know, a great dog. I had a great job. And they let me do really great projects, and I felt sad.
So sad, she left Home and Garden Television in 2007.
Garden Television, home of the
network realized her warmth and charisma made her a star, but Joan said no to a six-figure deal.
Quitting has been good to me. Every time I've quit something, the world has opened up in a new way for me.
She was right. Several people told her she was crazy to leave Care 11 after 17 years, but she did.
I felt in my heart like there was something else that I wanted to accomplish with my life, and it had to do with spirit, it had to do with joy, it had to do with happiness, it had to do with being a broadcaster of sorts.
Joan has always been very spiritual, but her search for real joy may have been accelerated by great sadness.
There's been a lot of loss in my life.
Her dad died unexpectedly following surgery 11 years ago. Her mother is really sick. Joan watched her sister Karen battle cancer for 20 years before passing away 3.5 years ago. She's also been the victim of assault.
I'm a human being who has issues just like everybody else does, and I struggled.
Her life journey came pouring out in a recently published book.
I was writing it to try to figure out my own place in life and what was going on with my feelings.
The book's about her realization that she's done what most of us do our entire lives: conform. Joan was living up to the standards of others and constantly being measured. She calls it being covered in layers.
The culture told me who I was, the educational system told me who I was, my parents told me who I was, and I think I kind of got lost in the morass there.
So Joan raised daughters Jordan and Blair to follow their own path and not give in to outside pressure.
Hey, I have a question for you. Talking about the sanctity of our
The new Joan is extremely open, honest, and willing to talk about anything. She does it every Saturday morning on FM 107, co-hosting a radio show called Get Real.
Who says you can't?
The self-described people pleaser now thinks of herself.
Like, I thought my worst sin was to be boring, you know. I never worried about being bored, but I always worried about being boring.
And the new Joan uses a new word.
It's like, it's the idea of knowing who you are. So you get to say, I get to say no. And, you know, there was a little bit like, whoa, she said no? You know.
Charlie, you want a treat?
Want a treat? You got a treat, don't you? Come here.
The path for Joan was a courageous assessment of what's important. You could say she completed a real interior design.
I would give a lot to have the firm thighs back, 35, but I would not. I have never been happier, and I am so excited because I know the best part of my life is still ahead of me.
Joan's book is available at bookstores and gift shops, and she has a number of book signings this weekend and through the course of the month, and you can find a link to her website through WCCO.com/links.
Frank, I have a question. What is my good friend Joan planning on doing next, and does she know that I'm going to have a little time on my hands coming up here?
Well, all about Don.
Be careful, because she's honest. She might say no, but she might even.
I would expect her to.
She has a lot of book ideas. She has more TV shows. She pitched a TV show to Oprah.
Really?
And she also just contacted Yoko Ono last week about a global peace movement. So
she's a busy woman.
Yeah.
She's a busy woman.
Following her own path.
Friends of mine. I think we could just have a bridge club.
Friends of Don. Thank you.
You bet.
Well,